Oh, hey there, everyone. If you're wondering why, hang on, let me shed some light here. It's a little better. Anyway, hey everyone. It's great being. Well, if you want to know why I'm in a hotel room, is because I'm enjoying my vacation here at Belterra Casino, and we got a room. So, cheers. This is water, in case you're wondering. Anyway, I am here because I'm going to tell you about a very interesting movie that I going to be reviewing for you from now on. Now, the whole series was supposed to be made to be a horror movie, and it's about dolls, puppets, and I also brought a friend with me because he is dying to be on my show. Come on, Frederico. Come on. Hey there. I'm Frederico. Frederico el Vago. Well, Frederico, what's it feel like being here? Well, it's really fun over here. It's really nice. Now, you said you want to do a review with me? Well, yes. Well, time for me to show you the disc here. The Puppet Master. Man, that Blade is really scary. Yeah, that's right, folks. His name is Blade, the main, he's like the leader of the group. He has one hand a knife, another hand a hook. And of course, there are also other members of the puppets. And of course, one thing about the Puppet Master, he goes by the name of Andrew Too Long. And of course, he used the puppets to battle against the Nazis during World War II. Really? Yeah, really, Federico. Too bad I wasn't around during that time. Well, I wasn't even born either. It's true. Yeah. And also, there were other forces of evil who wanted to take over the puppets. Heck, there was even, Heck, even in stories, some of the puppet master were evil themselves, and when the puppets, their hearts are good, so every time when the puppet master have gone too far, they start killing their own master. Is it so? Yes, that's so. Don't get any ideas, Frederico. You wouldn't exist without me. Okay. Well, you knew I'm a Fuego anyway. Yeah. In case your people are wondering what Fuego means, it's Spanish for bum or hobo or someone who is lazy. Yep, that's right. I'm too lazy. I am too lazy to do anything. I always sleep all the time. Yeah, that's right. One time you fell asleep during an earthquake. I had to dig you out and you missed the whole thing. Yep. Anyway. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna get back to sleep now. Seriously? Yeah, my moment of fame is gone. So, good night. Good night, everybody. Same old Frederico. He always lay around. He's a lazy layabout. Anyway, back to the story here. Puppet Master. Of course, Blade here, he's the leader of the group. And of course, there are other characters. It doesn't show in this box here, but I'll tell you about them. There's Lady Leech. She spits leeches out of her mouth. And of course, there's the Tunneler. He has a drill on top of his head. And also there is Torch. He has a flamethrower in one hand, so he shoots fire out of his hand. And There's also Pinhead. He has a small head but big hands, so he can sock somebody in the face or something like that. And of course, there is a cowboy named Six Shooter. He has 6 arms, and each arms have guns. So, howdy there, partner. But of course, these puppets don't talk. They're not like Chucky. You hear them groaning, but you hear them moan and groan, but that's about it. I'm going all. That's what they sound like. Now, the first movie, you have William Hickey playing the puppet master who committed suicide. And there were 2 German spies going after his puppets, but they failed. And now these puppets are living in a hotel room, kind of like this hotel here. Sadly, there's nobody coming after me. Anyway, and of course, there are a group of sidekicks who starts noticing something's wrong. But of course, the owner of the hotel became evil, and he became the new puppet master, but they kill him off because he was about ready to kill the young girl. And then on the sequel, the puppet master himself, Toulon, came back from the grave. He wanted a bride, but of course the puppets tried to kill him because they didn't want to kill the innocent girl to be his bride. They didn't want to possess her, so they stopped him. And then they did part 3, Toulon Revenge. It's supposed to be the backstory in World War II, how Toulon and his puppets battled against the Nazis of the Third Reich. And there is Puppet Master 4, where Puppet Master 4, there is an evil Egyptian god who goes by the name of Sertek. Sertek is the Egyptian god of darkness and chaos. And all he wants was the Toulon puppets to make his unstoppable army. And he creates his own puppets called the totems. And of course, the puppet got rid of him, and there's a new puppet master. And then on the 5th story, they came back. And now he has to create an alternate hero who can change his head to other things to shoot other evil puppets. And then they made the 6th one called Curse of the Puppet Master, where now a new puppet master is trying to create a new type of puppet where it's part human, part puppet. And of course there is a guy who goes, they call him Tank because he's not that smart, but he's really good with carving. Little did he know that that the puppet master is going to turn him, Tank, into a puppet. And of course they know he went too far, so the puppets decided to kill him. And of course they did the Retro Puppet Master, where Sutek himself, it's supposed to be the backstory, the beginning of the Toulon legacy, and there was this sorcerer from Egypt who gave Toulon the ability of turning items back to life. And of course, there was Cyclops, Sergeant Drill, Dr. Death, and they were all made of wood instead of what the original guys look like. I mean, if you ever watch that movie, you probably would be interested in their origin. And then there was Puppet Master Legacy. It's not exactly that interesting. I mean, there's another Puppet Master, and there's a woman who's an assassin, and the girl... And that's that the rogue agent of Assassin Woman, she wants to get the secrets of how to bring the puppets back to life. And they're just showing clips of the old movies. I mean, showing the clips of all the old movies. I mean, it's kind of boring, but it kind of let us know about a new Puppet Master. And that's when it comes to this. Puppet Master number 9, Axis of Evil. Excuse me. Axis of Evil tells a story in World War II that Toulon gave his puppets to a new puppet master named Danny. And now those 2 German Nazi guys, the spies, who were trying to get his puppets in the first movie, they were planning on trying to find the puppets so they can give them to their Führer. And of course, those two Nazis teamed up with a group of Japanese who pretended to be Chinese. Because back in the old days in World War II, you couldn't tell the difference between the Japanese and the Chinese. But of course, that's history. I can tell. My grandma can tell, so. And then there was another one I don't have, called Exorcist of Curse, or something like that. It's the one I don't have, but it's supposed to take place after the last one, where now the Nazis have their own puppets, and now the new puppet master and his puppets are trying to battle against the Nazis and their puppets. And it's pretty interesting because the U.S. Army wants the puppets to join the Army and try to help stop this World War II thing. Now, there are 10 movies so far, but you can count them 11 because I got another movie they made. This one is really different. This one has Corey Feldman and, some people remember Corey Feldman from Goonies and Lost Boys. He was a former child star. Most people remember him as a former child star, and he also did Stand By Me. And after he grew up, his fame seems to die down. He hasn't been getting any decent work lately. Not much of an interesting job for any movies he starred in. But on this one, he plays a new Too Long. On this one, Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys, and it has Vanessa Angel, that other people remember her from the series of Weird Science, and also was in Kingpin with, if some of you have seen Kingpin, you might know what I'm talking about. And of course, some people didn't even know about Demonic Toys, and I never seen the movie. It's about a toys factory owner who sold his soul to a demon, and the demon gave him the ability to bring his toys to life, and they're doing evil things. So now it's interesting, a bunch of puppets versus evil dolls. When were the puppets ever in? I guess we'll never know. I need to fill up on my drink. This is Michael Grimm, telling you all, bye-bye.
Hello. Some people might know me from the Dark Knight. I am the Joker. Why so serious? Since Multi-Voice Revealer here decided to become Batman, since he said he always Batman, it's time for him to meet his Joker. And I will teach him why so serious. So next time, I will return, and I will review a movie about a clown who's a lot scarier than I am. And this clown is Stephen King's It. Do I look like a guy with a plan?